And hello everyone, and welcome back to our Minecraft Let's Play series, week 50. How you guys doing? I hope you guys are all doing well. So yeah, we are getting close to that 1 year in our Minecraft world, but obviously we're not gonna just stop everything to just count that down. Nah, we're gonna keep going and do more things in this world before we end up hitting that number. And for this week, those things are going to be here. Go figure, as usual, I want to go ahead and work more on the villager hall. I want to add more villagers to the villager hall, start working down on that number, as well as I want to go ahead and do more decoration on the outside. Obviously, now that we actually have the storage room built, I want to go ahead and decorate it so that the room looks like it's supposed to be part of the building. Then I also want to go ahead and upgrade our mushroom farm this week. We went ahead and built it last week, but if you couldn't tell, it was very slow in producing things. So I'm going to go ahead and build it up a little bit as it is modular, and hopefully we can get more mushrooms in less time while we're there. Then I also have on this list that I want to do some base improvements. I want to create a tunnel in our base, and where I want to go ahead and build that is somewhere over here that goes through near to our nether portal, because I'm getting tired slightly of walking just around this area just to come back here. I want to have a straight path that just kind of goes maybe here through this little hill and comes out on the other side where the nether portal is, just for some more continuity, I guess. And then I also want to go ahead and fix our staircase, and you might be wondering what staircase I'm talking about. And the staircase I'm talking about is actually this one right here, because something that has been bothering me as of late is this. This is an even number, as you can tell. It is 6 long, while this is 5 long, and I want to change this a little bit due to the fact that I'm thinking I might have this path branch over to this direction in the future, but I can't do that if this is an even number coming from an odd number. So I'm going to be fixing that as well, which is either me moving this one over or this part over here. We shall see. And then finally, I want to go ahead and make a kelp farm in our world, because it is another one of those items that if I go through our book, if we can make a farm for it, right here it is a villager trade. So yeah, just to kind of add more items to the trades that we can give our villagers in the future. So those are the plans for this week. We'll see how much we get through them, but right now I have gone ahead and gathered the items for our mushroom farm just to expand it by 5 tiers, and that is what we're going to go do first. So I will meet you guys over where our mushroom farm is. And here we are. For those who didn't see last week's episode, this is our mushroom farm, and it's not bad. The only thing is it just doesn't produce a lot of mushrooms. This was after 5 hours of just sitting here, and while that is all right, I'd rather not be sitting here for hours trying to get mushrooms. So I'm actually going to go ahead and take this and build it up further, and doing that hopefully will increase rates. And I'm going to go ahead and build this up 5 more levels. So hopefully it will multiply these rates by 5. Technically, we'll get the same amount of mushrooms in here that we got, but in an hour, theoretically. So yeah, let's see what happens. And there we go, a lot taller now. Oh, well, it's not a lot taller because it wasn't a big farm to begin with, but it obviously is a little bit bigger now, and actually it's already produced more brown mushrooms. I think it only had 9 in here, or this might have been 11, this might have been 9, but I believe we actually have 4 mushrooms already harvested from this. And hopefully this being darker actually grows mushrooms faster. I'm not too sure, but who knows, maybe if it does, we might have to replace all this glass with tinted glass at some point. But for right now, I'll just leave it as is, and we're going to go ahead and see what these rates will be after, I don't know, a few hours probably. So yeah, I'm once again going to go ahead and AFK at this farm, and we will see what the results are in a second. So I'll see you guys then. Yeah, that's already way better than what we had last time, and I haven't even been here as long. So that means that the upgrade is actually working, thankfully, and yeah, it goes off and on very quickly. But hopefully, now if I want to just AFK here, I can get a decent amount of mushrooms for hopefully not too much time. So yeah, with that out of the way, let's head back to our base so we can get started on the next thing on our list. And alright, now that we're actually back at our base, we're going to go ahead and start thinking about the villager hall. Namely, what I want to do for the villager hall is I want to go ahead and move in some villagers, probably to be clerics, so that we can start trading in all the rotten flesh that I've been getting over the weeks. And then I would also like to go ahead as well and start adding a little bit more to the building. Not too much, but just something that will add a little bit more character to the place. But first, I need to go ahead and get blocks for all that, so I will gather that up and I'll meet you in the nether where our villagers are. And alright, here are the villagers that I had gone ahead and AFK'd for. As you can tell, there's only 3 in here, and I think that's just because of the fact that for some reason this counts for the save number of villagers that are in that area, so I'm going to need to go ahead and fix that at some point, or we're going to go ahead and have to like do 3 at a time. Probably fix them because we can't just do 3 at a time, but we'll see. However, that's a later problem. Our now problem is I need to go ahead and move these villagers all the way over there like I did with the other 12. So this is going to take a while, but hopefully it doesn't give me as much of a headache as it did last time. Actually, there is one thing I realized that we should probably set up at the villager hall before I end up committing to this. Or 2 things, depending on the way you look at it. Because first off, I would like to make this a one-way path for said villagers. And 2, I don't want them going in here on their own immediately, so I'm going to go ahead and do this. Now we can get started. Also, I'm going to be honest, I think I'm going to leave this railcar track here because we're going to need to go ahead and move these guys eventually at some point anyway, so, you know, it just seems like the better decision to leave these here for the other villagers. So now how do I get them to here? Because I want them to be clerics. Oh, you guys are becoming fishermen. No. Oh boy. Done made a mistake. No, you. Alright, don't know which way he's attached to, so we're just gonna break them all. Alright, now you changed. Okay, that should not have been as hard as it was. And all these guys trade rotten flesh and redstone. Alright, that was all I wanted to do with those guys. That took way too long and now I gotta fix this. Because now all I want to do is go ahead and add a new area up here. It's going to look really weird, but I promise it'll look at least a little bit decorative. So let's get to it. Alright, there we go. It looks strange, sure, and obviously the moss isn't helping because it's just over some of the frog lights, but I plan to go ahead and add some more greenery in the future. I just don't know what yet, but right now I just want to close this off. And either way, if we go into our building, this is all we really will be able to see anyway, so we'll have to figure out how to make this look a little bit better with some greenery, but I think for the time being this actually closes it off pretty well. And this is also what it looks like from a sky view, and it will hopefully help me figure out what I want to do with the rest of this build to make this actually look somewhat complete. But yeah, with that being said, how about we head back to our base and we will go ahead and, well, first I'd actually like to trade with these villagers, get them locked in as clerics, and then we'll get started on the next thing on our list. And now that we're back at our base, the next thing on our list is actually some base improvements that I've wanted to get done. Namely, I want to make a tunnel somewhere around here that goes onto the other side of this hill, which would come out here somewhere. And I also want to go ahead and move this staircase. Either we move it one forward this way, or we move it one block from that end over to here, basically hitting the center. And I think I want to do this side over to here, so I'm actually going to go ahead and move this first. And there we go. Now this is no longer 6 long, it's only 5 long, which means that if I want to have path going through here, I can do that. And I probably will in the future, but not for now. Now what we'll go ahead and do is figure out how I want to get this tunnel to work. Like, exactly where do I want it placed and such like that. So I said before that I kind of want the tunnel to be here probably, or even here. So let's say we start the center of it here. We are currently on 68. So taking those numbers, 68 is actually exactly on this, so that actually works out pretty well. Alright, so different idea. We actually start and think of maybe having it be in tune with this, so that there's just a straight walkway here that just kind of goes under. And we just dig out here, and we should hit where we just dug out. Yeah. There, now we have this completely bored out. This I'm gonna have to figure out what I want to do with. I might even go ahead and fill it in. But now we are tasked with figuring out exactly how I want to design this. And I'm thinking I might just do something similar to this, but a little bit lower. Possibly just doing deep slate bricks at the bottom, and then layer stone bricks, then the copper stone bricks, and then we'll kind of figure out how to arch it a little bit. But we'll see how that looks first. I also kind of want to see if we can add in some of more spruce logs into here. Kind of, again, simulate the exact same design we have there. Alright, there is at least the pattern we'll have through here. This is going to be a little bit weird because there's no log here, but that's fine. So now I need to actually make the walls. Alright, there we go. There is the wall, and I know this is going to bother some people that we have this be logs. The reason I have this be logs is due to the fact that I feel it would break this wall up pretty nicely, as well as the fact that it continues the 4 block length. I might even go ahead and change these into stairs. That actually might not look that bad. Give me a sec, I'll try that. Yeah, I'm not gonna lie, I actually like that a lot more. It gives a little bit more depth to the actual build. Alright, there's the roof. Doesn't look too bad, and it also keeps the area lit in here, which is good. We're obviously gonna have to do a little bit of terraforming after this, especially in here, but otherwise, we're getting there. Perfect. I think what we're going to do for this is we're just going to go ahead and change all this out for grass for the time being. I don't know if I want to make this into path blocks, and I don't know if I want it to be more sophisticated and actually be like wood or something. So I'm just going to go ahead, replace it with grass, and I will decide at a future time. This looks kind of strange with the grass, but I mean, it'll do for the time being. But alright, let's go ahead and do a little bit of terraforming. Not too much, but basically what I want to do is I want to get this covered over a little bit better, and maybe the other side. Yeah, I'm gonna have to figure out something for this in the future, because this obviously looks strange, but oh well. It's gonna look a little bit weird at first. Especially this part. So at the moment, this side definitely feels forced. But we at least have our tunnel going through here, though, which I think is going to help a lot. Especially when I come through there, instead of going all the way around, I can just now go up here, even though I will have to make a better way of getting up here, which, like I said, will probably be taking this out so that we can have a straight shot here, and then I can just kind of run. I wonder which one's actually faster. Give me a second. Let's test that out. So starting from here, we're going to go on the path to that over there. All right. You know what? Let's actually start from here, so I'm not getting slowed down by soul sand. 3, 2, 1, go. Stay to the path. All right. To get to our storage system, that was about 16 seconds. Now, theoretically, doing this back there should be the same amount of time as coming this way. So 3, 2, 1, go. I technically have a path here. All right. It's actually about the same time. Huh. Well then, alright. I guess this is going to be exactly completely needed, but I don't know. I like having more options to kind of move around through here, so can't complain too much. It also feels like once I figure out how I want it to look, it'll tie the area in together, so I can't complain. Actually, the last test wasn't fair to me going from the storage system to the portal, so we're going to actually test this out again, because I'm going to have a test where I go from a storage system through this path to the portal, and we'll see how it goes. Alright, 3, 2, 1... go. I'm not gonna jump, just gonna run and stop. That was... yeah, it's still about the same amount of time. Interesting. Alright. But I digress, because now it is time for the last thing on our list for this week, which was our kelp farm. And in this circle box right next to me, I have all the ingredients we're gonna need for said kelp farm. So we're gonna go ahead, fly out to an ocean, and go ahead and build this. And hopefully it doesn't take too long. I'm also going to try not to build this too far away from our base due to the fact that I just don't want to have to keep flying over there as often, but it's also just going to be a kelp farm, so hopefully we won't have to head over there too much. Alright, so here is where we need to build. Alright, so the way we start off is digging 6, and then we dig 40. Another mistake I made was I did not bring a way of breathing. Why? Because I didn't think of it beforehand. I just realized I'm doing this wrong. Because this is supposed to be the platform size. Alright, now that I finally have the actual place to work on this, let's get started. There we go, our kelp farm is now done. And obviously we got some kelp for, you know, breaking it to make this farm. But I think a legitimate test is in order. So let me grab some blocks. We will go ahead and activate this farm. We'll leave it on for, let's say, maybe 10 to 15 minutes. So I'll just flick this lever. Let me dig myself a hole. And I will meet you guys back here in about 10 to 15 minutes. Oh my god, alright. You know, it's honestly gotten to the point where it's very strange for a farm to immediately start working. Like, I've gotten so used to something either breaking or needing to be bigger than how the tutorial does it, to the point where I was not expecting this much kelp. That's actually pretty good for once. I'm very happy with that. But sadly, that's gonna have to be it for this week of our Minecraft Let's Play series. I hope you all enjoyed. We went ahead, did some things at the villager hall. We went ahead, built this kelp farm. We also built some things over at our base, the tunnel, and moving the staircase, as well as we went ahead and increased the size of our mushroom farm to make that actually produce a decent amount of mushrooms. So yeah, all in all, I would say a very good week. But yeah, thank you all for watching. I hope you all take care, have a great week, and I will see you guys hopefully in the next one. Alright, take care. Bye bye.